Are there distinctions made when you're in the womb? Probably. I would put money on that. Just like I'm with, personally, and once again, this is, it's a biological background and stuff, but it's also what I consider is more than likely true without knowing what is really true. I'm with Frederick Leboyer. And any of you know Frederick Leboyer? He wrote a book called Birth Without Violence. And he was touting, look, babies are not insensitive slugs. The idea that they actually have developed in the womb, they do feel, etc. And so to treat them like they're insensitive slugs and nothing makes a difference is not a useful way to have babies, right? So his argument is don't do that. In modern times, you see, he started popping babies out with bright lights. But he points out, they're not coming from bright lights. They're coming from a pretty dark place, okay? Their eyes are developed. See? And they can actually see, in some studies, they can actually see light, not a lot of light, but then again, you don't have to, light, and then, the light isn't for the baby, it's for the doctor. And then to pull it out, cut the umbilical cord right away, hang it upside down and smack it to get the gunk out of its lungs is, one, unnecessary. Two, he was considering this is doing a lot of trauma to the child, you see, to the infant. I mean, its first experience coming into life is getting smashed in the spine, right? Can't breathe, have to breathe because it doesn't have an umbilical cord now, cut off, and then thrown often, onto a cold steel thing to weigh it. Now, you deal with specimens like that, usually like cadavers and shit. You cut the heart out, throw it down, okay, weigh it. But they're dead, okay? And they're treating the baby like that, see? And then, okay, now you clean it up and you give it to the mother, and it's like, what? What the fuck? Oh, howdy. Anyway, so his theory was, no, don't do that. What you do is you have a dark room, candlelight perhaps, you see, dim light. The baby comes out, you don't cut the umbilical cord. There is no need to cut the umbilical cord. There is no rush except for the doctor wants to get moving on. But fuck them, and then you keep pressure on the baby right away, because where did it just come from? An incredible pressurized container. That's the whole world, and all its distinctions are going to be in feeling distinctions for the most part, right? See? And so it comes out, you put your hands on it, put it on the belly of the mother, keep the umbilical cord attached, you can still breathe, the placenta is still giving stuff, because the placenta doesn't come out until sometime later, still working. See? And then you hold the baby, create pressure on the mother's belly so that it also still has the heartbeat, which it's lived with its whole life, you see? So it's not all completely foreign. It's probably bright compared to where it used to be, but it's not glaring lights that even you and I would tear up if we had those lights, And then it starts to breathe on its own, which it does. See? It'll spit out the gunk and starts to breathe. See? And then his thing is that, okay, once it's ready and it's breathing, it's okay, and you cut the umbilical cord and put it in a warm bath that matches the temperature, you see, and bathe it, and then put it back on the mother. So when I had my daughter, I was acting as the doctor, which is to say, I put my hands down there, okay? Catch it. Mom did most of the work, I'm delivering the baby. No, I'm just fucking catching it when it falls out, In any case, she was in labor for quite a while. And, came out, interesting sensation the moment she touched my hand. It's quite a rush. Put it on the belly, never cried. Eyes were open, was not scrunched up, didn't look like it was in pain. He'll do that. He'll show pictures of his babies and then pictures of the other babies. And the other babies are like this, and his baby's like, say. Eyes wide open, never cried once. We didn't do the warm bath, just held her and stuff. And she didn't cry at all for days. The first time she cried was a startled reaction. When I came in, we were living in the garage. We owned the house, but I didn't want to live in the house. Anyway, we were living in the garage. It was a nice garage. I'm not saying. There was no cars in there. It had a floor and a fireplace, and skylights and stuff. It was redone. Built up nicely because it doesn't matter. In any case, and I was bringing in wood for the potbelly stove, and the door slammed behind me with the wind, and she went, ah! She made it. That was the first cry she made. 2 days later. And he points out, his babies are almost all ambidextrous. They don't choose a side. And he likes to tout that they're, just more successful, more healthy and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Which may be true.
Hi, I'm Brendan Lee, and I've been studying with Peter Ralston for 20 years. I really want you to know that no matter how many videos you watch or books you read, it pales in comparison to the power of the live workshops that we host here at the center or on Zoom. If you want to get serious and do work that makes a real difference, please check the links in the description to learn more. Thank you.